Hello everybody, welcome to my space. This is Tovias here at your BBK Goodness, and I'm back again on your screen with another wonderful, interesting video. You all know that the presidential election of the United States of America is fast approaching, and there are so many aspirants that is vying for this seat. And I would like us to check who are these people, the promises they have for us, their background, and wherever it is they have for us. So you guys should pick up your earpiece, your AirPod, whatever you have with you. Let us check them out together. And to those stopping by for the first time, welcome to my space. This is Tovias here at PPK Goodness, and please do wait to subscribe to my channel if you've not. Share my videos across to your friends, families, and loved ones. As you do that, God will bless you. So let's get started. First person on the list is Joe Biden. Yes, Joe Biden is the 46, right? Yeah, 46th president of the United States of America, and he's contesting for re-election, right? yes. Okay, and he's running for re-election. All right, let's see his campaign promises.
Look, I'm not a young guy. That's no secret. But here's the deal. I understand how to get things done for the American people. I led the country through the COVID crisis. Today, we have the strongest economy in the world. I passed a law that lowers prescription drug prices, caps insulin at $35 a month for seniors. For 4 years, Donald Trump tried to pass an infrastructure law, and he failed. I got it done. Now we're rebuilding America. I passed the biggest law in history to combat climate change because our future depends on it. Donald Trump took away the freedom of women to choose. I'm determined to make Roe v. Wade. The job of the president is to take care of Donald Trump. I believe the job of the president is to fight for you, the American people, and that's what I'm doing. I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
That's amazing, yes. And he's representing the Democratic Party. That's nice, that's great. All right, the next person on the list is Donald Trump, and Donald Trump was the 45th president of the United States, and he's contesting for election again. Wow, that's amazing. Let's listen to what he has for us.
And tonight, likewise, but this one got us over the top. The Republican National Committee has just declared us the official nominee, and so we're the official nominee of the Republican Party, which is a big deal. But most importantly, we now have to go into victory because our country's in serious trouble. We have millions and millions of people flowing in. We have no respect on the world stage. What we say doesn't mean a thing anymore. And to have that happen is unthinkable. We have an economy that outside of certain little areas is doing very poorly. And we have something very, very important. We have a United States military that has to be taken care of. Again, this was a great day of victory. Last week was something very special, Super Tuesday. But now we have to get back to work because we have the worst president in the history of our country. His name is Joe Biden, sometimes referred to as Crooked Joe Biden, and he must be defeated. Our nation is failing.
I just hear him, bro. Did he just say Joe Biden is the worst president in the world? That's so funny. Joe Biden is not the worst president. I just feel he's exaggerating. The worst president in the world is Tinubu, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He's the worst president ever since he came into power. There's been constant hardship in the country. Oh my God, like, if I start talking about it, I don't think we're going to end this session today. Oh my God. That's so funny.
We're a nation that is in serious decline. We've never had a situation like this where we're not respected, we're laughed at, we're considered almost a joke. We're going to turn it around. We're going to drill, baby, drill. We're going to close our borders. We're going to do things like nobody's ever seen before, and we're going to make our nation's economy be the best ever in the world. We had the best economy ever just a short while ago, and we're going to have that again. We're going to have people come into our country, but they're going to come in legally. and we're going to get your energy costs down by numbers that nobody would have said even possible. We have some sections of this country that are paying the highest numbers in the history of our country and among the most expensive energy anywhere in the world. And yet we have more liquid gold, I call it, under our feet than any other nation. Just 3 years ago, we were energy independent, and now we're going around begging for energy. So we're not going to have that anymore. We're going to have a strong country. We're going to have a respected country. We have to win an election, and we should win it by a lot, because there's never been anybody worse at doing that job than Joe Biden. So we're not going to take time to celebrate. We'll celebrate in 8 months when the election is over. November 5th, I believe, will go down as the most important day in the history of our country. So start thinking about it. Start thinking about your vote, because this vote is going to be the most important vote you've ever cast. And again, for this evening and for last week and for all the weeks before, for the tremendous success we've had in this primary, I want to thank everybody. But much more importantly, we have to get to work to beat Joe Biden, the worst administration, the worst president in the history of our country. They are destroying our country, and we're not going to let that happen. Thank you very much.
Oh my god, it's so funny. Like, I love his confidence. Like, Joe Biden is the worst president in the world. That's so funny. Joe Biden isn't the worst president. Oh my god, I love his confidence. But that was wonderful. That's good. Alright, let's get straight to the next person on the list. And the next person on the list is Robert F. Kennedy Jr. And he's an independent candidate, okay? And he's an attorney and an environmental activist.
Every nation has a darker side, and the easiest thing for a politician to do is to appeal to our hatred and our anger and our bigotry and greed and xenophobia and all the alchemies of demagoguery. My father and my uncle had a vision for America, a vision of racial harmony, of prosperity for all Americans, of peace in the world, and of honest government. Their lives were tragically cut short, and America took a different path. Yet the possibility they foresaw is still alive, the America that almost was, and yet may be. I've been fighting corporate corruption my entire life, but I understand that today the problem is much larger than a few crooked individuals. The problem is a system that no longer serves the people, and a people who are so divided and so fearful that they are easily ruled. It's time to unlearn the reflexes of fear and blame and find ways to unify ourselves and turn our country around. I won't pretend to you that it will be easy, but I know what it will take. My father said it: love, wisdom, and compassion toward one another, and that's where we need to start. We will scale down the war machine and bring our resources home. We will rebuild our water systems, repair our roads, modernize our railroads, and clean up our environment. We will also clean up government and earn back the people's trust. We will end the secrecy, the censorship, and the surveillance. We will again be a fearless land of liberty.
The cost of freedom is always high, but Americans have always paid it.
We will face honestly the darker parts of our history, the genocide, the racism, not to shame or blame or punish, but to repair as best we can in a spirit of compassion and kindness toward all. I'm inviting all of you to join me to create an America that we can believe in and be proud of again. I'm Robert F. Kennedy Jr., and I'm running for President of the United States.
That's wonderful. I love his speech. I still love it. That's great. I love the fact that he's so concerned about fighting corruption. You see that thing, corruption is one thing that is eating the system, and if care is not being taken, it's gonna, oh my god, that's good. All right, let's move on to the next person on the list. The next person on the list is Cornel West. Cornel West is an independent candidate, and he's a prominent academic and a civil rights activist. Okay, and is running with support from a very smaller progressive party. I think this is the first time I'm coming across him. Okay, let's see what he has for us.
We need you to be part and parcel of wrestling with this corporate duopoly, this two-party system that impedes, it gets in the way of the unleashing of the kind of policies of abolishing poverty and homelessness, of dealing with working wages, cutting back on militarism, and most importantly, trying to ensure that the best of who we are as a people can be more manifest, can be more concrete, because the crisis is real and these catastrophes are bombarding us. Please come join us.
That was so brief. The catastrophe is bombarding us. I love that part. I love the fact that his message is just brief and straight to the point. This is the first time I'm coming across him. Yeah, like my entire life, I've never come across him. Like, this was the first time, and I'm impressed. Alright, let's move on to the next person on the list. The next person on the list is no other person other than Claudia de la Cruz. Wow, and I think she's the only female aspirant. Yes, I think so. And she's representing the Party for Socialism and Liberation. That's good. She's from New York. Yeah, okay. That's good. All right, let's get straight to what she has for us.
The U.S. economy is slowing down.
The Roe reversal is setting off ripple effects as states implement abortion bans.
Another train derailed outside Detroit today.
The number of Americans living without homes, in shelters, or on the streets continues to rise at an alarming rate.
Does it ever feel like the political system
is that the number of people sleeping out on the road without home have increased drastically? Like, oh my god, sometimes I'll be like, is it that the governments are not looking into this? Like, is it that they're not making any efforts to, provide for the people? Must everything just be about the military corruption? Why not look after your citizens, ensure that they are being safe, they have a home, they have a shelter, they have a roof over their head? I love the fact that she focused on these aspects of the country, like the problem invading the country. I love the fact that she's actually focusing on it. That's good. That's a great one.
is working against us? Like, regardless of who we vote for, the outcome is always the same. We're told this country is a democracy, but more and more it feels like a corporate regime. No matter which party is in power, only the rich ever come up on top. Today, the rich is 1% or more wealth than the bottom 90% of Americans combined.
On top of that, heat waves, floods, and hurricanes are becoming a regular occurrence. Artificial intelligence is threatening to replace millions of jobs, and the threat of World War III is more serious than ever. Humanity is facing nothing short of an existential crisis, and what do the two parties offer us? Culture wars meant to divide us, and breadcrumbs disguised as solutions that come nowhere near meeting the scale of the problem.
Let's just say what we all know deep inside. Career politicians and real estate moguls are never going to save us. Corporate America has two parties. Shouldn't the working class have at least one? I am Claudia de la Cruz.
And I'm Karina Garcia.
And we're running for the President and Vice President of the United States on the ticket of the Party for Socialism and Liberation.
We're not career politicians, and we don't have billionaire friends. We're educators, community organizers, and mothers.
Did I just hear her correctly? Like, did she just say we're not career politicians and we don't have billionaire friends? Who are the career politicians, for crying out loud? I think the career politicians are those ones that have been in power all through their life, like they've been in politics and and we don't have billionaire friends. Oh my god, that's so funny.
You don't need to tell us that the working class makes this country run. I'm from the South Bronx, and we know what hard work looks like.
I know this country wouldn't last a day without the working class. So isn't it about time that we take charge?
This campaign is for all of us living paycheck to paycheck or working multiple jobs. For all of us who are sick of watching the rich get richer while we can't even pay our rent.
We don't just want to tax the billionaires, we want them out of power entirely. We need to seize big pharma, seize big tech, seize the big banks, instead of letting...
Did I just hear that? We don't just want to tax the billionaires, we want them out of power entirely. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's serious. This is serious. I think the two parties they're talking about, that should be the Democratic Party and then the Republicans, right? I think that's the two parties that everybody just fights like. It's like they just want this party out of the road. I think this party have been ruling the United States for a very long time, if I'm not mistaken.
Run our government. We need an economy that puts the people before profit. An economy built to generate prosperity for everyone, not just a handful of billionaires.
This campaign is not a one-time thing. We're running to build a political organization that finally gives voice to the working people of this country. It's time to stop going around in circles while the elites change places every 4 years. We think this country deserves a better option, a socialist option.
I love the fact that the campaign video is just self-explanatory and it says a lot about what they really want to achieve. Like, I love it. This is impressive. This is wonderful. I think every individual in the United States that wants that kind of imagine his or herself in party in politics, like, okay, you'll be like, okay, once I'm in power, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this. They'll feel like, okay, these people, they're kind of our reflection, and I think I'll go for her. I'll cast my votes for he or she because this kind of person represents me and her ideologies are similar to mine. Yes, that's good. That's good. So let's move on to the next person on the list. The next person on the list is Randall Terry. And he's representing the Constitution Party. And he's a perennial candidate. And he's running under the Constitution Party. This is the first time I'm hearing about this party. And his platform focuses on traditional conservative values. That's right. That's good. Okay, let's listen to what he has to say. He says, "Purge Catholic treachery. The Democrat Party must be destroyed." I think this is about Joe Biden, right? Okay.
Campaign trail in the coach. I had to pull over and do this video because of this. Pull on this for me, would you? This picture was taken at the G7.
Like I said earlier, this is Joe Biden, and that should be Pope Francis, if I'm not mistaken, right? Okay, let's listen to what he has to say. I think Joe Biden is a Catholic, right?
President Biden and Pope Francis met, and I was tempted to do all kinds of jokes when you saw that, you know what I mean? Like treachery meets folly, poop for brain squared. But I couldn't make jokes about it because it symbolizes why America is going to hell, why we are in the beginning stages of the judgment of God, why Catholics are the #1 voting bloc inside of the Democrat Party. It's because of treachery of Catholics. The Pope spoke at the G7 summit. Okay, first time a Pope ever spoke to him. You've got all those nations killing tens of millions of babies, and did the Pope mention it? No. Let's talk about artificial intelligence. How about real intelligence? How about the fear of God intelligence? How about we stop slaughtering God's children?
Yeah, I think he's an anti-abortion activist. I think he's the only one so far that have spoken about this abortion everything, and he's against it. Yeah.
But no. So, I'm going to finish my speech the way Cato finished his. Every time he spoke in the Senate, he would say, Carthage must be destroyed. The Democrat Party must be destroyed. The Democrat Party is the new Carthage, and it must be destroyed. This is a party that is publicly stating they want to be able to mutilate children's genitals. They're now trying to change the laws on pedophilia, child rape. Are you hearing me? Killing babies up until the day of birth. This is perversion and evil. It's satanic. Please join our crusade to destroy the Democrat Party.
That's wonderful. Americans are going to hell. Oh my god. That's so nice. That's so good. I love all the ideologies and the plans they have. That's so good of them. I love the fact that these political candidates, I mean the presidential aspirants, have a lot of ideologies, yes, and it's going to enable the voters to make different choices in this upcoming election. And one thing I want you guys to do for me is to make your voice count at the upcoming election that is at the ballot box. Please come out and vote. Come out and vote. Don't stay in your houses and wait. I want Donald Trump to be the next president of America. I want Claudia. I want Biden. No, you cannot just stay in your house and be making choices. So I want you guys to stay informed, stay engaged, and do what is right. So that'll be all for today. See you guys next time.